Namaskaram, the South Indian is here, and let me tell you that I can smell elections in the air, and it's only going to take a couple of days when the elections to Telangana is going to be announced. How do you know it? You know it exactly the way when any festival is approaching you. That's how you know it. There is something in the air. There is something in the smell. Similarly, you know the elections are really hurtling very close to you when you know by the rhetoric that you hear day in and day out. Yes, I'm going to be talking about Telangana. That's our focus, and what can be termed as kick-starting the election fervor in the state on 3rd of October in Nizamabad. Even as Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced projects worth 8,000 crores in health, railways and power sectors, he revealed what he called a secret and said that Bharat Rashtra Samiti or BRS chief and Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, also known as KCR, had sought to join the NDA after the BJP's impressive performance in the December 2020 Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation or GHMC elections. Listen in to what the Prime Minister had said that day.
कि हैदराबाद के चुनाव के बाद ये भी तारीख चेक कर ले मीडिया वाले, वो दिल्ली मुझे मिलने आए, बहुत बढ़िया मुझे शाल उड़ाई, बहुत मुझे आदर किया और इतना प्यार दिखाया ये केसीआर के कैरेक्टर में ही नहीं है। और फिर मुझे कहने लगे कि आपके नेतृत्व में देश प्रगति कर रहा है, हम भी एनडीए का हिस्सा बनना चाहते हैं, आप हमें एनडीए में शामिल कर दीजिए। मैंने कहा आगे क्या? बोले हैदराबाद में म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन में हमारी मदद कर दीजिए। मैंने केसीआर को कहा आपके कारनामे ऐसे हैं, मोदी आपके साथ जुड़ नहीं सकता है।
Like I said, rhetoric being the favorite flavor of the season. After what Narendra Modi spoke, prompt came the salvo from the other side, and KTR, working president of the BRS, rejected Modi's claims and instead said how Telangana BJP unit president K. Lakshman had allegedly approached BRS, then it was TRS in 2018 to form an alliance, which he rejected. Listen in to what he said further.
Prime Minister is so inconsistent. He says on the one hand, BRS has funded Congress in Karnataka, and he says that he has not allowed us into NDA. हमें कोई पागल कुत्ता ने काटा है क्या कि एनडीए में हम जाके शामिल हो जाएं? आज पूरे के पूरे पार्टी आपको एनडीए को छोड़ के बाहर जा रहे हैं। आपको अगर आप देखेंगे, शिवसेना छोड़ के गई, आपको जनता दल यू आपको छोड़ के गई है, तेलुगु देशम आपको छोड़ के गई है, शिरोमणि अकाली दल आपको छोड़ के गई है। साथ है कौन आपके? सीबीआई, ईडी, आईटी, इनके अलावा है कौन आपके एनडीए में? आज प्राइम मिनिस्टर ये मानते हैं अपने आप को कि वो बहुत क्लीन आदमी है और बाकी पूरा दुनिया करप्ट है। प्राइम मिनिस्टर को मैं याद दिलाना चाहता हूं, क्या हो गया हिमंत बिस्वा शर्मा पे जो केस था, आपके पार्टी में शामिल हो गए, केस गायब। हमारे यहां के जो एमपी हैं सीएम रमेश और सुजना चौधरी, उन पे आरोप लगाए, केस भी लगाए, ईडी, सीबीआई, आईटी। क्या हो गया केसों का? नारायण राणे पे केस क्या हो गया? ज्योतिरादित्य पे, सिंधिया पे जो केस थे, आपके साथ शामिल होने के बाद क्या हो गया? और आप जब बात करते हो प्राइम मिनिस्टर साहब कि फैमिली पॉलिटिक्स, डायनेस्टी, मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं, है कौन अनुराग ठाकुर? धुमाल के बेटे नहीं है? ज्योतिरादित्य सिंधिया कौन है? माधवराव जी के बेटे नहीं है क्या? है कौन जय शाह? कोई क्रिकेटर है? कोई बहुत बड़े कोच हैं? कौन है जय शाह? क्या आपने उनको बीसीसीआई के जनरल सेक्रेटरी बना दिया? आप जब बात करते हो प्रधानमंत्री जी, सोच के संभल के करना, क्योंकि केसीआर फाइटर है, वो चीटर के साथ काम नहीं करते हैं।
Meanwhile, BJP National President JP Nadda addressed the inaugural session of BJP State Council meeting in Telangana.
क्योंकि जब हम चुनाव में जाते हैं तो हमको ध्यान में होना चाहिए कि हम सबसे अच्छे अस्त्र शस्त्र से लैस हैं। हमें ध्यान में होना चाहिए कि हम मुद्दों के आधार पर सबसे ताकतवर स्थान पर खड़े हैं। हमें ध्यान में होना चाहिए कि हम उस पॉलिटिकल पार्टी, उस राजनीतिक दल के नेता हैं और दल के कार्यकर्ता हैं जिसके बारे में कोई भी विषय हमें काट नहीं सकता, हम अकाट्य खड़े हैं।
All those aggressive speeches, attacks and counter-attacks, like I said, rhetoric. The narrative is about elections which is approaching. According to several observers, although Telangana is technically a three-way contest between BRS, Congress and the BJP, the ground reality, many say that it may be reduced to a contest between just the BRS and the Congress. Reason, of course, is for the Congress's resurgence is their win in Karnataka. The BJP, which did have a very impressive performance in GHMC, Dubaka and Huzurabad, is now struggling more than ever, and the reason is the continuous rebellions and strife within the party, and that's what we are discussing today, the storm in the BJP's cup in Telangana. Since the time when Bandi Sanjay was removed as party president and G. Kishan Reddy was brought in his place, there have been two camps in the Telangana BJP engaged in a turf war. However, there was always a turf war between Itala and Bandi. Let's not forget. Bandi Sanjay, of course, was removed too close to elections, and there was severe heartburn, and it became evident not only by what he said or did, but also after his removal. Several senior leaders like Vijay Shanti expressed her dismay openly, and the Nalgonda unit president actually tenders his resignation. Such was the fan following for Bandi Sanjay, and it still exists. G. Kishan Reddy had a very tough time gathering his flock, and they are now seen to be the outsiders, say many observers. But the central leadership trusts Reddy for him to inject a newfound enthusiasm amongst the cadre and be more acceptable to all the people, meaning the Hindutva rhetoric to be muted by Reddy is what they expect of the new entrant. Also, there is constant rumors about influential leaders like Komti Reddy, Rajagopal Reddy being unhappy with the BJP, which has added fuel to the ongoing strife in Telangana BJP. Particularly in this case, we've seen whether he's coming or going, no one knows. Now he's taken to the social media to make it clear that he may stay. Now enter B L Santosh, who has now been given the task of cracking the whip. But then the question is, after his so-called weak attempts in Karnataka, where the party lost out because of some major blunders, can Santosh stem the tide of rebellions? Time for us to debate. Let me now welcome the guests. Abhishek Jagini, who is spokesperson for the BJP, is joining us. A. Sai Shekhar, who is senior journalist and political analyst, is also on the show. Roydin Roach, political analyst, and K.S. Prasad, who is also a political analyst, has joined us. Roydin Roach, I think, will join us in a bit. That's what I've been told by the producers right now. So let's start the debate. The storm in the BJP cup, and whether B L Santosh can crack the whip, because he's made it very clear. Shape up, stop whining, or just quit the party. Abhishek Jagini, great to see you after a long time. Abhishek, you know, time for elections at a time when a party like yours, which is known to be cadre based, which is supposed to be super disciplined, which is supposed to be much ahead of other parties so far as, you know, managing booths are concerned, managing cadre is concerned, managing tickets are concerned, seem to be struggling majorly today for Mr. B L Santosh to come out in the open and crack the whip. Abhishek Jagini, what would you say?
Like you actually said, this is reinstating our ideological and organizational culture. For it is like a revision and reminder for the old people, and once again learning for the newcomers or who have joined recently. Sometimes until some message doesn't come from the top, there may be a gap in people understanding of people's understanding or the leaders' understanding of the organizational tone, you know. When state leadership or the top leaders of the state sometimes share it with their colleagues, they may perceive it as their own opinion or their own guidelines. But when it comes really from the top, that is the core of the organization, Sri B L Santosh is our organization secretary. So that is where the ideology and the core thinking of the organization.
Right. So I really appreciate how you started this conversation, Abhishek. So you do accept on my show that there is a storm brewing in the teacup? Because if there is no storm, then there would be no correction revision. The word you used was revision. So you have to kind of dwell into revision because there is a need for it. Yes?
Sri Adi Shankaracharya says, Punaha Punaha. Though we know, we need to keep reminding ourselves of that.
Adi Shankara also said neti neti, you know. So the thing is, let's not get into philosophy. Let's just stick to what the ground reality is, sir. And I would really, you know, I would like, the thing is, there is some kind of course correction which is required.
One or two people maybe disgruntled. That is always there. I have been a member of the party for over a decade, and I have seen disgruntled people in tenure of every president.
Yeah, I'll come to you. I mean, sometimes, you are on the defensive, but I appreciate what you're saying. I mean, after all, you know, it's great that, you know, there is some spokesperson who speak the truth. Sai Shekhar, every party, like Abhishek said, has problems. We've heard how in BRS also, although it had the first movers advantage of announcing tickets, you know, much ahead of both, you know, the Congress and the BJP, who are still mulling over, I do not know what. But, you know, your party, I mean, sorry, the BRS did it and did it very, very well. But still there was disgruntlement, still there was disappointment, still there was threatening, you know, that I will leave the party, etc., etc. But as a political journalist, you know, don't you think that I've never seen, I mean, I've never seen so much of open rebellion that there is now manifesting in Telangana BJP. Sai, would you accept that? Would you say that yes, or would you say that it's normal?
It's true. The problem with the BJP here in Telangana is that they, as you rightly pointed out earlier, it's been a cadre-based party, and they did not have the cadres who are competent enough to contest an election and fight the ruling BRS and also the Congress. And the Congress, as you rightly pointed out, has risen from the ashes, and they are actually, you know, giving a run for the money for both the other contestants in Telangana. And but the Congress and the BJP suffer from two things. One is Congress is known for encouraging this Ayaram Gayaram culture, and it is admitting a lot of people into the party right now in the last minute.
Right.
And BRS is not doing that in that sense, and BRS has already declared its candidates, and the existing MLAs, most of them have been renominated, and that there is a resentment against their candidacy in at least 20-25 constituencies is known to the party leadership also, but then they have taken measures to contain that and make the intra-party rebellion to contain the intra-party rebellion. And when it comes to the BJP, the problem is with the imported leaders. For example, the sitting MLA, Mr. Raghunandan Rao, was for a long time he lived in TRS under Chandrasekhar Rao, and he entered the fray in Dubbaka Assembly constituency, being a local and influential erstwhile BRS leader. He was able to mobilize support, and TRS also committed some mistakes in fielding a candidate in Dubbaka by-election, and they have paid price for it with a slender difference. And Itala Rajendra was smoked out of the party by the Chief Minister himself, and the differences between both the Chief Minister and the erstwhile Finance Minister, Mr. Rajendra, were very all too well known, but why there were differences between both of them was not very clearly known. Even Rajendra could not make it very clear to anyone. and Rajendra won the Huzurabad by-election because of his personal clout. And BJP in 2018 has won only one seat in Telangana.
Right.
That is from Goshamal constituency. One Mr. Raja Singh.
Raja Singh, yes. Yeah, which is a big question mark.
He is a ferocious Hindutva face. But then Raja Singh was expelled from, suspended from the BJP post communal tensions in the old city of Hyderabad, and his remarks, and the party has taken a serious view of it, and Raja Singh's suspension has not been revoked as yet.
All right.
And BJP is still grappling with finding candidates, and they had three faces who are originally BJP. That is Arvind Dharmapuri from Nizamabad Lok Sabha seat. He won that seat in 2019. And Mr. G. Kishan Reddy, who is currently the president of the party here in Telangana. And wait. And also the Union Tourism Minister. And the third one is Mr. Bandi Sanjay Kumar, who's grown from the RSS cadres.
Right.
And he hit a jackpot, though he was a corporator in Karimnagar earlier. He hit a jackpot by winning the Karimnagar Lok Sabha seat.
Right.
And he's a rabble-rouser. And he's a rabble-rouser, and to the extent of possible, he could mobilize the party, but then that wasn't enough.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll come to, the thing is that we are discussing about the storm, and you said that yes, indeed it is true, and you also, highlighted certain problems which have been there. Itala is a very major character in this entire game, which is being played. Mr. Prasad, I want to ask you that, seldom, and I'm going back to what is happening within the Telangana BJP, a cadre-based party. When Bandi Sanjay was there, this is what observers say, and my sources tell me that, there was a kind of a discipline. It was almost bordering on hero worship, because what Bandi Sanjay did for the party, we are not talking about how he did it. I'm not going to go into that. That's a separate conversation, and I may not agree with the ways and means that he had employed. But he did give the party some arms and legs. But apparently, the enter Mr. Itala Rajendra, and it became a kind of a tug of war, which is still continuing with Mr. G. Kishan Reddy being there. So it is more of a turf war than any ideological war, although they are also saying it's more ideological because they do not want to really go to the hard line Hindutva thing which Bandi Sanjay was actually propelling. What would you say to that, Mr. Prasad?
Good evening, ma'am, and good evening to the panelists and good evening to the viewers. Ma'am, it's very clear and evident that the BC card, as far as Mr. Bandi Sanjay's replacement, what Mr. Itala was anticipated is a BC versus BC. And more vote bank in Telangana is aligned with BCs. So obviously he's going to get the presidentship and all. And once Kishan Reddy has taken over it, it's a failure part as far as the growing of BJP is concerned in Telangana. So again, the failure has been adopted, and by the time Dubbaka and Etal Rajendra has won the battle, after that, Kishan Reddy is, being a president, there is no further steps as far as the BJP growth is concerned. So that's why the moments of original BJP with Kishan Reddy and all, it has not been digested by Itala. And Itala has tasked to get so many people from the BRS party and all. And BRS has taken a step to announce almost 115 candidates in one go. So then there is joinings from various parties like Congress, and the Pongulet Srinivas Reddy's attempt is also failure. Khammam, there is anticipated a lot of joinings, and these things are not happened. And BC cadre, as far as the alignment with Etal Rajendra, which was also not happened. So these ruckus has created a lot of groups. And apart from that, Vijayanti and this Komat Reddy group and all things are coming into the BJP set, and all of a sudden, even B L Santosh has given a different statement today that we're sticking to the original guns of BJP. Whether whoever wants to stay, they can stay, and otherwise they can get lost.
Don't you think, Mr. Prasad, this statement by B L Santosh, don't you think that it sounds more like a desperate plea than an order? Shape up or ship out. It seldom does it happen, within your own cadre to be saying this. I mean, after all, there was also internal strife within Karnataka BJP, which is another story which I'll come to. Mr. B L Santosh's kind of failure there, in being able to rein in. But then don't you think that it seems like a desperate plea on the part of Mr. Santosh?
No, he's struggling for his existence. It's a miserable failure as Telangana is considered. The role of B L Santosh, what he has played in that farmhouse, the credibility in question. The credibility-less person who is happened to be in Telangana and is asking some guidelines and the original abilities of BJP, which cannot be digested, which cannot be accepted also. That's why his statement, just like what you said, is 100% right. So who is giving consideration for these sort of statements? End of the day, the groupism of BJP, all these days, which was happened in the Shyam Prakash Mukherjee Bhavan itself, and all of a sudden it is coming up, and people are in position to discuss about all that, and that shows the inability of BJP, which is not there as far as their presence. In the previous elections, also out of 119, it even got 113 seats deposits. So now the entire struggle of Bandi Sanjay, who has done a lot of things for BJP, gone in vain. And there is no existence of people itself. And the winning battle of Kital Rajendra and Dubaka Raghunandana has also gone in vain. So in that helpless situation, the people want to move.
All right. Okay. Roydon Roach, political analyst, has also joined us. Welcoming you to the show, Mr. Roach. The topic that we are discussing is storm in Telangana's BJP. Today, what B L Santosh has said, that you ship up or, shape up or ship out. It seems to be, like I was discussing with the rest of the guests, that it seems like a desperate plea. But the truth of the matter, I don't know if you would agree, is that the BJP is in a shambles in Telangana. There is groupism, there is skirmishes, there is internecine war, and there is kind of, which goes against the very grain of the Bharatiya Janata Party culture, which is a cadre-based party, and this does not, amongst other things, behave well for the elections which are on the anvil. Mr. Roach. Please unmute yourself, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Can I be heard now?
Yeah, hi. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, see, when we talk about the BJP presently in Telangana and the comments made by the Honorable Prime Minister, it's very surprising for a Prime Minister to talk such language. When he's talking about the about what KCR told him about KTR becoming the next Chief Minister, I don't know from how do they even want to build up stories, because see, every time we see the Prime Minister, he is used to building up his own stories. That is first thing what we have to look at. And there's no way, I don't think there's any way that KCR has ever discussed about joining the NDA. Instead of that, the BJP is the one who has sent feelers around, and very much to what KTR said, there are a lot of feelers were sent around to the BRS party. But still the BRS hasn't accepted it, and they have never involved with it. That is one thing. The second thing is, when you're talking about the storm in the BJP is a place where they don't have even place to breathe now. People are suffocated. They're exhausted because see, there's nothing much left in the BJP. So people have to struggle to come out. So what we are looking at here is, as per the sources, what we know, we have a group of people like Ms. Vijay Shanti, Mr. Vivek. Then we have
Komti Reddy,
Mr. Reddy, and all these people are now waiting for a chance and to just move out of the BJP.
All right.
And
okay.
Even Rajkumar Reddy also is on the position of moving on.
Yes,
though
that's
the
right.
BJP is trying to put their people to flock together by giving them posts, by giving them some other...
That's what I want to, that's what you've given me a very good point, because I was going to ask the BJP leader, that is Abhishek Jagini.
There's no way that you will find them back in the party. You see, they will leave the party. So it is confirmed that they are ready to leave the party, because when the Prime Minister himself came, they didn't attend the meeting. So it clearly indicates that what status are they in.
Right.
And
so
today,
Abhishek,
when Mr. Santosh comes and talks about it, that for them to come in and, to give them an alternative, it doesn't make sense because people are ready to leave. So the alternative doesn't go in Telangana.
But then if you are ready to leave and Mr. B L Santosh is actually cracking the whip, perhaps is sending a very, very strong message down. Some may say, but will it work? The question is that you can crack the whip, I can crack the whip, but who's listening to us? Unless there is,
Where is the whip to come in place?
Yeah, that is what. Where is the whip? I think he lost the whip. I think he lost the whip and he left it in Karnataka, I mean his home state back then during elections. Mr. Abhishek Jagini, the BJP leader who's also on the show right now. Abhishek, it is very clear and it's very evident. Every political journalist who's here and who they have seen many elections come and go. Now let me tell you, what happens is that this consolation prize which is being given, Komti Reddy Rajagopal Reddy, chairman of screening committee, Muralidhar Rao, chairman of charge sheet committee, then D.K. Aruna, influencers outreach panel, Vijay Shanti, chairperson of the agitations committee. What is this? It's like a joke. What is agitations committee? What is that? I mean, what on earth is that? I do not know. So the thing is, first explain what is that. Also, it is very clear that these people, it's like saying, don't leave, I'll give you. They almost are like a Margdarshak Mandal it is, I say. So there is a lot of strife. But then let me also add, Abhishek, your party is known to bounce back because you have a man at the helm of affairs who can change the tide, is what the last I heard, although the magic is not working so much now. So tell us, what is going on? Do you think B L Santosh's whip, is there a whip at all, or is there some imaginary kind of Don Quixote kind of a sword there?
About the list of the committees that you have asked, the various domains of work have been divided, and it has been seen to that one senior leader oversees the work. It has a chairperson, it has a convener, and as required, they have also been given joint convener or co-convener in these 14 committees. Not all committees have co-conveners, but every committee has a chairman and a convener. So this is how the party has decided that these are the 14 key areas of the tasks that will be overseen directly by the.
So what is agitations? What is agitations committee?
Agitations is when we do protests. When we do the tasks, specifically to take care of the same.
Oh, and do you think, I mean, I just want to ask you that what has propelled, what has forced Mr. B L Santosh to be so stern with the cadre? What is it that started it all, according to you, Abhishek?
As much as I heard, as we all are aware, the comments have been made on the dais, and it is in the open, in the public domain. It is, like I said in the beginning of the show, it is only to reiterate that party has its own framework, and whoever it is needs to work within the framework. So he is suggesting, or rather cautioning people, that this is how the culture is, this is how we work, and this is how everybody is expected to work. Whenever our organizational meetings happen, every year, irrespective of whether a person is in the party since 20, 30 years, every year workshop happens, and every year they, people have taught about the party, about the history of the party, about the policies of the party.
No, that's all okay.
These organizational programs
but then
happen regularly.
The way you are sounding, I'm not judging you, Abhishek. But I have been on debates with you for several years now. You're a very strong speaker, and but the thing is, today you're sounding very defensive. So instead of what the BJP does in Telangana and tells people its own cadre about the history, it will become history, I say, if this is the kind of infighting which goes on, and if this is the kind of rebellion. I mean, it is going against its very grain, and that being Anushasan in Hindi and discipline in English. Sai, tell me one thing. B L Santosh, what kind of gravitas does he have? Because in Karnataka, after they took, Karnataka is a very important kind of lesson because it's happened just recently, and there are lots of lessons, like you said, that Congress is definitely on a resurgence mode. There, the way they took Yedurappaji, screaming and shouting, then they were not able to, kind of quell the rebellion against Bommai. Also, what they did to Lingayat leaders, whether it was Savadi or whether it was Shettar, B L Santosh really hasn't proven anything in Karnataka for him to be cracking the whip in Telangana. Would you agree, Sai Shekhar?
Yeah, you are accurate in that sense. Because B L Santosh, this is not the first experiment the BJP is doing with B L Santosh in Telangana. He was named as an accused in the MLA's poaching case, which happened last year before the Munugod by-election, and he was supposedly the perpetrator by employing 3 Swamijis, one businessman and 2 Swamijis to rope in 4 BRS MLAs into the party so that they would be admitted into the BJP at Amit Shah's meeting, and then that will demoralize the BRS. And this experiment was done, and all of them were caught red-handed in video cameras, and the police have filed a case, and the Telangana government has constituted a special investigation team, and who should investigate has become a question, because BJP wanted it to be investigated by CBI. For what reasons, I don't know. But then the matter is still pending in the Supreme Court of India. And that is the first experiment where B L Santosh's escapades in Telangana conked off. And now this is like, an invigilator coming and telling the students in the last 5 minutes, please tag the papers, write the integration questions and leave out the differentiation questions, and finish off the paper quickly. It's like that.
Right.
So this last minute adjustment, and I don't think B L Santosh has any idea about Telangana politics, number one. And 2, Telangana BJP is full of imported leaders, except the 3 whom I have mentioned earlier.
Yes,
you also just now read out the list of people of various committees.
Yes.
In fact, Retailer Rajendra is the HR head. He's called the joinings committee chairman. What does it mean?
Yeah, I know.
So BJP has lost its ground. Whatever little ground it has gained, it's lost its ground.
Yeah. Mr. Roach, the thing is, in retrospect, in hindsight, everyone is going to discuss about the change from Bandi Sanjay to Kishan Reddy. I'm not getting into the method adopted by Bandi. Nizam ki aulad and all that. I don't want to even talk about that. I mean, it's downright despicable. But then that's his politics. But the point is that G. Kishan Reddy, who's supposed to be an organizational man, someone who can mute the Hindutva rhetoric and kind of spread the message better. This is the post-Karnataka impact on the BJP in Telangana. But do you think they're going to regret it? Because it's like in Hindi they say, na ghar ka na ghat ka. I mean, they are neither here nor there. I mean, it seems like they are totally confused, and therefore so many skirmishes, as it were, Mr. Roach.
Well, if you look at the exact strategy what BJP tried to play with between Bandi Sanjay and Mr. Lakshman, see, the BJP party was in a much stronger hand with Mr. Bandi Sanjay.
Yes.
There was a lot of difference which came up in the party, a lot of growth in the party. The character development was there, and everything happened. And later, I think the main thing is because the internal fight what they had, and the decision made by the BJP to get Bandi Sanjay out of it and bring Kishan Reddy was the biggest setback for the BJP. Because Bandi Sanjay, in his own way, he has his own aggression he had. Okay, so see, in politics, we have to see that what is the aggression of a person and how we can attract people. Let him say whatever he wants. Everyone says it. Let it be any party, let it be the Congress, let it be the BRS, let it be the BJP. Everyone says things, okay, and everyone uses the very abusive way of talking, which is not acceptable actually. But everyone has their own way. But the aggression he had is he built up the party cadre. And today again you've seen BJP in no place, believe me, in no place. You see, the only fight here is between the Congress and the BRS.
Yes.
Now, you can see it has come to an understanding that let it be Vivek, let it be Vivek, let it be Vijay Shanti, let it be Rajgopal Reddy, let it be even Mr. Reddy, and one more, even Mr. Raghunandan Rao. These all very well know if they're still going to continue in the BJP, they are going to lose. They are going to lose. They have an option either they move to the BRS or to the Congress.
Right.
And even I tell you, even Raghunandan, though people talk about it's only rumors and all, it's not a rumor. There is,
No, it's not. I agree with you, Mr. Roach. It's not a rumor. There is a lot of heartburn. They are waiting for the right opportunity. But they are looking for what is a good deal going to be. They are not going to go there as disgruntled leaders. They also want their pound of flesh.
No, that's what I'm saying. See, there will never be smoke without a fire. Okay, that's very clear.
Right.
So here when people talk about them going, see, most of them are looking at the Congress itself. Like there was a rumor spreading that Vivek is going to the BRS. Well, I don't think, knowing Vivek, even and though knowing his way he
yeah,
moves
all right.
around, even Raghunandan Rao, let it be,
Right, I have
knowing
to-
even
yeah.
any one of them, I think they're more inclined towards the Congress at the
Right,
moment.
right. I
That's
mean,
what they look at.
yeah, right.
Because their fight
yeah,
was, see,
Mr. Roach,
their fight was
yeah.
against Mr. KCR.
Right.
Okay,
Let me.
they fight against that. So that is the main thing what we look at now.
Like, you know, Mr. Prasad, I have just very little time left, so I'm coming to you, Mr. Prasad. Mr. Prasad, the thing is, I said it right at the beginning, that which also now Mr. Roach has ratified, that it's going to be a two-way fight, that is between the BRS led by KCR, and then it's going to be the Congress led by Revanth Reddy. I mean, the BJP actually does not figure anywhere in the reckoning, as it were. Do you think that is one of the reasons that there is so much of a confusion and a tsunami in their teacup, because they know that they've already lost before they even fought the elections, Mr. Prasad? It's a defeatist kind of an attitude that they are projecting now, clearly. Would you agree?
Yeah, I definitely agree with it, because we have been hearing about the tsunami in teacup with Congress, and oftenly we are also hearing about BJP. So altogether, when these things are happening in the national parties, obviously the recently emerged national party, BRS, have a vital edge to win the battle. The agitated woman Vijay Shanti has been given an agitated committee chairman. That itself shows what sort of big, not connecting to the party situations are been. And the warriors like Etal Rajendra and Dubbaka Raghunandan is concerned, they need to be front-ended as far as this vital situation is concerned, in the absence being a president of Bandi Sanjay. Instead of that, again, it has been given it to Kishan Reddy, that all, and it shows very clear and evident. Again, they are waiting and battling for their own deposits in the 113 consistencies, which was in the last 10 years battle. The same is repeating again in Telangana as far as BJP is concerned. This is inevitable situation that themselves digged, and this is what is going to happen as far as BJP is concerned.
Right.
The role, ability and the capabilities who are supposed to play, they are not being given the vital roles to play in the right manner. Instead of that, and all of a sudden, these are all to be called as a parachute team for the BJP, and B L Santosh, like a person like B L Santosh today has come in and is giving pravachanas as if the BJP original ideology to be adopted and they need to align with it, which is impossible to next.
Right.
The strategies of Etal Rajendra in the PRS itself, how he has aligned the entire BC cadre and all, this is what he is about to do in BJP, so that in the replacement of Bandi Sanjay should be happen, and it would have been happening.
All right. But there is one thing which is very clear, that, you know, although Abhishek really did a remarkable job as the BJP leader on the panel to say that, you know, things will get better, it's very clear. It's not just a storm in the BJP's cup in Telangana. It's a full-fledged tsunami, and maybe it is because that they are already fearing a defeat, that Mr. B L Santosh's whips and, you know, warnings really are not going to be that effective. Let me thank all of them. Sai, thank you very much. Abhishek, thanks very much. Great to see you once again. Mr. Prasad, thank you very much. Mr. Roach, it was such a pleasure. Thank you very much. And let me, before I move to the other story, let me also say that I wonder what happens to Etal Rajendra. You know, where will he go, considering he came from BRS, which was known as TRS earlier, in its earlier avatars. You know, we talk about thefts and, you know, it's a crime. There are, of course, petty crimes when it comes to thefts. I remember in the south where I used to live, there were people who would actually steal the bulb which used to actually be hanging in the veranda in the garden, and I would be shocked thinking, why would anyone steal a bulb? But then there are different kinds of thefts, different kinds, like I said, which make us sit up and be more shocked about the article or articles which were stolen than the crime itself. Like that bulb, who would steal a bulb? But they do. This incident in Bengaluru must be an example of ultimate desperation, because an entire bus stand, ladies and gentlemen, was carted away by some mysterious creatures. The lost bus stop was situated on Cunningham Road in Bengaluru and was managed by the Bengaluru Metropolitan Transport Corporation, or BMTC, and it went missing. And guess when? Almost 2 months ago. Can you imagine taking a bus from a bus stop and the next day you go there and you find that there is no bus stop? I mean, the strangest thing ever. Almost, you know, it's like dystopian. I'm kind of both actually amused and shocked at the same time, because how can a bus stop disappear? It's been stolen, as the BMTC managed it when they found this Cunningham Road bus stop missing. An associate vice president of a company which is responsible for construction of BMTC bus shelters filed a complaint in end September, a month after the bus shelter vanished. The police are of course investigating the case, but I wonder how the beat constables or even traffic police failed to notice the theft when the entire bus stand was being carted away.
BMTC not constructing any bus stops. Before that, BMTC was constructing. Now, BBMP, by giving attachment, they will construct and they will take advantage of that attachment. We are not constructing. Anyhow, somebody removed that. I will talk to Commissioner and see that a new bus stop will be there in.
The question is not about who's managing it and who's building it. A bus stop on Cunningham Road just vanished. It was stolen. Before you are gobsmacked by this unusual theft, this isn't the first time. A couple of months ago, a bus stand at the HRBR layout disappeared overnight, and it had been standing there for 30 long years. In 2014, a 20-year-old bus stop went missing in Bemal layout 3-stage, Rajarajeshwari Nagar, followed by one the next year near Horizon School. I wonder whether all were thefts, because it is quite possible that the BBMP may have removed, some to make way for other structures. But without any prior information, imagine you come in the morning and you see, where is my bus stop? Gone. Meanwhile, this one on Cunningham Road is gone, and until the next one is built, it shall be a stand without a roof. But you know what, jokes apart, erecting bus stands is an expensive affair and also a major part of a city's infrastructure. And this begs serious retrospection, because this bus stop cost 10 lakh rupees. And on that note, the South Indian shall say adios, vanakkam. I'll see you yet again. For all the news and analysis, keep watching News9 Live.